Every Kenyan election cycle, we are sold a narrative of existential choice. This is the most important election of our lifetime. The future of Kenya hangs in the balance. It is good versus hustler versus dynasty. And then, inevitably, after the chaos and the protests and the petitions and the bodies, they shake hands. The conspiracy here isn't that they planned it from the beginning. It's that the system itself ensures that any opposition power must be absorbed into the establishment to survive. Look at the trajectory. Raila Odinga, the late, great Raila Odinga, from political prisoner to prime minister to elder statesman, endorsing the establishment multiple times. Martha Karua, from one traditional defender to Raila's own running mate. Musalia Mudavadi, from opposition to Ruto's prime cabinet secretary. And don't even get me started on Moses Wetangula. From CORD directly to Kenya Kwanza. The pattern is clear. The system doesn't need to destroy opposition. It just needs, because eventually, and I mean eventually, every opposition figure faces a choice: remain pure and powerless, or compromise and access the table of meals. And once they're at that table, they're no longer your champion. They are stakeholder team's survival. Here is where it gets really insidious. The conspiracies aren't hidden. They are overwhelming. Corruption scandals, each one massive than the other. Goldenberg, 600 million. Anglo Leasing, 1 billion. Eurobond, $5 billion disputed. COVID funds, billions of shillings missing. And of recent Hustler Fund, 80% default rate. But where did the money actually go? Each scandal is big enough to top. When they stack them, when there are too many to process, each one of them audacious than the last, that's not incompetence, that's strategy. Because when everything, and get me right, when everything is a scandal, nothing is a scandal. When every week brings a new, last week's revelation becomes old news. The outrage cycle becomes a treadmill, and we are all just running on it, getting absolutely nowhere. The conspiracy is this: they've made the theft so massive, so systemic, so overwhelming that the prosecution, if they're ever going to be, become destabilizing. Because you see, you want to arrest the corrupt, you'd have to arrest half the government first. You'd also have to arrest all the judges. You'd also have to arrest corporate leaders. And don't forget that you'd have to arrest media owners. And to arrest each and every one of us, because we all know someone who's eaten from the system, who's gotten a tender they actually and truly shouldn't have, who've paid a bribe to even skip a queue at one of the government offices. The theft is so comprehensive, so largesse, that addressing it would require tearing down the entire structure. And they know it. And they know that we are not ready to do that. So we settle for changing the faces at the top while the foundation remains fish. Now we get to the philosophical core of the conspiracy, the ultimate mindfuck. The government doesn't need to convince you that they are good. They just need to convince you that your resistance is futile, that they are inevitable. Listen to how we talk about the government in Kenya. Serikali Joe ni serikali. My guy, hatuwezi shinda. What can we do? They have all the power. We are just trying to survive. At least a Somalia or a Sudan currently. That's not political analysis. That's land helplessness. And it's been systematically cultivated through every failed protest, every rigged election, every unanswered petition, every commission that goes nowhere, government that betrays its base. Each failure doesn't just discourage us, it teaches us. And it teaches us that the government is stronger than our collective will, that power is more real than people, that the system is immortal, and we, as the people,